Da, 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 da.
I think Todd and I were first today. All you folks that can't get in here and make a comment, we're first. Damn it.
Wait, Mateo man's been here for 20 minutes. I
Oh,
forgot to put a start time on the show, so evidently it started when I listed it.
are, did you just call the audience stupid?
No,
It,
I
it
called
starts
me
the same.
stupid.
It starts the same time every day. They can't figure it out.
Yeah, but Mateo doesn't know that.
Mateo, he
Mateo,
just called you. I'm sorry, Mateo.
Mateo doesn't join in all the time. Carol,
She's boy, she's up early this morning. The
Craig.
her lady in waiting must have been early with her breakfast in bed.
Oh,
Uh,
uh,
well, Craig, I didn't want to actually call you out, but okay.
hi Diane. Lag. Yeah, Carol's probably got a pool boy that brings her
Yeah.
break breakfast stuff.
So y'all are lucky. We only had 2 yard sales today, so y'all get me for another day. Are y'all excited?
Is there nothing that caught your eye or
The closest one was like 24 minutes. I don't feel like driving that far just for 1 yard sale.
do people post photos on your like
About
on
about half post photos. This one, the first two lines of everything they had were kids' clothes and unopened and 2 for 3. And then I'm like, yeah, I'm out.
uh,
We do have a private pick this afternoon though. So we're Harlan and I are going to. So we'll spend a couple $100 today. It just we gotta wait till 4 o'clock.
how far do you I'll ask both of y'all this. Here's your question of the day. How far will you drive for a good enough deal? Like if you okay, like I was talking about all the stuff I bought at the bike auction.
You're talking to somebody who's driven to California and back chasing crap. Are you serious?
Yeah,
Well, I know that, but I'm talking about you were vacationing. But I'm talking about you're going to leave
No.
the house, you're going to drive someplace, and then turn around and come back.
Okay. So when I was chasing the eye drops, the Refresh PM,
Uh-huh.
the last store that had them that we could find was I forget what it is. It was out of Minnesota or Wisconsin. And it went under. What was the name of that store? They were like baby Kmart's. I went all the way to South Dakota and back just to that store. The first one was 10 hours from here.
How did you find out they had them? Called them?
Uh, I know people.
You know people.
Yeah. I have flown places to buy stuff to come back. It's I flew to Maine to go to the Rite Aids before they changed over to Walgreens. Um,
Shut up, Lag. I'm not in the mood for your shit this morning. That video card cost me $200 and some yesterday. I'm still pissed off about it. It's not. Hey, I like you. I like Piano Man.
sing us a song.
Y'all just have now something. Y'all have something to talk about. But
that was absolutely hilarious. God, that was funny.
We're all in the mood for a melody.
I still got probably 3 more boxes full of little small stuff like this that I got to get boxed up and sent in. My price, I figured it out that my price on everything is about 50 cents a piece. If I took all the products that I can sell and divided about my cost, at 50 cents a piece. And some of them damn seats are $55. So
I've been cleaning up out here. You like my redecorating?
Yeah, you're such an asshole too. So now, how many? Back to the important stuff. Not harassing Thom this morning. were you getting like 2 dozen at a time or something at these stores to make it worth your while, or were you getting that kind of good price on them?
Each one you found was worth $250.
Are you serious?
Yes, sir.
Dang.
One store I did find 19. That was the most on that trip. Most of them it was 3 or 4. But okay, so I have talked about this over and over. If you're gonna do a trip like that, you've got to have an item that gets you going. And an item like that is going to bring profit, but a lot of times the item that you're hunting will break even, paying for the trip, paying for everything. It's getting your ass out there and everything else you find. Scan items while you're in the store. If they've got one item, that store is going to have other stuff. A lot of it is putting yourself out there in places where nobody goes, what nobody else will do. And so that was the whole key: is get yourself out there and look around while you're out there. There's plenty of stuff out there. People want to go to Walmart on the clearance aisle and go, damn, retail arbitrage is dead. Okay, it's dead. I'm sorry. Would y'all please go back to work? Shit, your boss is looking for you.
Well, speaking of that, and sorry, Todd, to steal your show. It seems like everybody that's doing any recent videos on FBA, it's all about private labeling.
And they better watch out, because John talked about that Wednesday. He put the warning out. As it gets more difficult with China and all these other things, private label gets much harder and much more. The price of private label just for shipping alone has doubled and tripled. And just because you think, oh, man, I got a great relationship with my supplier, that Chinese company don't give 2 rips about you. And if Thom comes along and says, I want some of those too, they're going to make him however many he wants of the same item. So, people, also the lifespan of the products. If you're not somebody who is a self-starter and understands that 18 months is probably a good thing, you better keep buying more and more.
I'm getting ready.
Did Romer really get a lifetime Amazon ban?
Who
is Romer? Are you talking about? You talking about the guy who was trying to get you to buy books? That guy?
You talking me?
No, Lag said that. So what did he get banned for? Because he's on videos and stuff with Raking all the time. I didn't see that.
Counterfeit. I guess I know him.
I'm telling you, folks, have more than one place to sell things. The one thing I would tell you is sell a textbook on eBay. You better have some different skills. He'll be like, what's his name, who's banned from eBay. He'll still keep selling people information.
Right. The link I just posted in the chat, that is to the U.S. consumer recall thing website. If you look through it, you will see a lot of kids' clothes, a lot of products with caps on them that the kids' clothes don't meet the fire hazard, requirements. The caps are not child safety caps, and they're all sold exclusively through Amazon. So, it made me wonder about, what the hell people are getting from Amazon, or not from Amazon, from China.
You really need to have other skills. So here's a good one. I bought these and they're a size 11, and I thought, you know what? Maybe I'll wear these shoes. They are Nikes. Oh shit! Let me turn Thom's off.
Yeah, y'all are such assholes. That's all there is to it.
I'm not going to disagree with you. I'm proud of that. Okay, so here's the shoe. Looks pretty normal Nike, right? It's a Nike Air Max. Any Air Max you should look up, because these things are worth money. You can tell them by they've got the little stuff in there.
Right.
And I'm like, you know what? They're a size 11. I wear a 10, sometimes a 10 and a half, and I'm like, I'm gonna wear them. They slipped on my heel, so I'm like, I'll get rid of them. I'm just gonna run them to the auction. And the thought occurred to me: these things are in such nice shape. What do they sell for on eBay? There's only one sold in the last 90 days because this thing was made. These were last made in 2000. I can't read it. It's been a while. First thing you got to do is, does it pass the bend test? Don't sell a dry rotted shoe. It passed the bend test. It's in really nice shape. Look at the bottom. I'll be right back.
Todd, how's Gwen this morning?
But is it legit? Oh, she's sore as hell, but
I
she's
bet.
okay.
They got her on any good pain meds?
Nah, she's allergic to everything.
Oh, is she? So she's just using tequila?
Yeah. She's on aspirin and something with an A. Adaman?
Advil?
What?
Advil?
Tramadol. Something with a T, like I said, T. Something
Yeah.
with a T.
Oh, I think you said A.
Is tramadol like a good painkiller? I don't know. My brother has taken it for years, and he says, it's like taking an aspirin.
Well, when I was in the hospital when I had the heart surgery, after I got finished, they gave me some morphine, and of course it was a low dose of it, and that shit didn't do nothing.
Really?
Yeah, it
Morphine
didn't do anything.
I bet it did something. You must have been in big pain for it to do nothing.
And she gave me. She said, "Well, the doctor said to give you this." And boy, it did the job. And I can't remember what it's called. Roberta knows what it is, but she's not here today because our internet keeps going out and in, and so she had to go to the office. I told her we had to get. We've got AT&T in front of the house, and we've got what's the fiber? Not the fiber. Yeah, the fiber optics. Anyway, we've got fiber optics in front of our house. I told her, I said, we need to get a backup. She said, well, you pay for it. I'm paying for the spectrum.
Yeah, my one experience with pain pills, they worked on me, but oxycodone, something like that. Man, that stopped me up for about a week. It was almost as bad trying to poop as it was trying to get over the pain.
Azure Blue put in a thing about tramadol.
Carol Harlan said to tell you he loves you.
Yeah,
Well, I'm sure Gwen is a big heroin and cocaine user, But I'm glad she's doing good.
Todd lives down there close to the border. He probably gets that stuff. He's probably got a pipeline right into Mexico.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got mules that work for me.
Well, I'm glad that she's doing good.
You got other animals too, like sheep and squirrels and stuff too?
That's right.
He uses the sheep for other purposes.
Okay, did y'all look these up? These are the last pair sold for 70. They took an offer at 75 plus shipping.
Nice. Are they genuine?
They were size 10. These are size 11, so they're going on today. I'd use a dry erase and wipe them off.
They're fake. They're fakes.
They are fake.
See, that's the thing about it. I just hear about so many people sending out these daggum Nikes and whatnot shoes, and
I wouldn't sell a pair of Nike shoes on Amazon because you'll end up like Rome the Romer. It doesn't. I need to watch that video. It doesn't matter if you sold the real thing. If you get accused by one of these companies of selling counterfeit, Amazon's gonna. You are. This is not. You live according to Amazon. You live in a third world country. You are guilty until proven innocent.
Yeah.
This is how a company that is born in the United States under all of our wonderful, they used to be wonderful. Now they've been hijacked like the rest of them. But guilty until proven innocent, innocent until proven guilty. Amazon built their whole thing on taking money from the government, taking money from you, and then treating everybody like hell. I watched a video yesterday. There's a black fella. He's a forget his name, but he's a newer tech guy, and
Right.
he's had some problems with Google, and so he wanted the new Fold. He ordered it from Amazon, and when he got it, he opened everything up on video, making the video. He goes, "I want y'all to see what I got, because I don't want any games, because y'all say I should do this or that with my Google phones." He had so many problems with the 7. You could tell one of the little things didn't look right because the back of those phones have pull tabs on them.
Right.
He opened it up. There was no damn phone in there. $1,700 plus phone wasn't in there. And he's opened it up on video, and Amazon's telling him he's out of luck. I'm like, he bought it from Amazon. How much money do you think they've sold from sellers over the years? If right now, if Nike were to come and say, "Thom, those bicycle parts even are fake," they're going to take all the money in your account and not give it back to you. You're going to have to go to arbitration. You're going to have to fight. Or if you break their policy, they keep your money. They have no rights to this whatsoever. They are stealing. No, okay, so I broke your policy. Give me my fucking money. You didn't earn it. I earned it, whether you like it or not, because a lot of times the policy that you broke was one that Amazon breaks on their own. It is Azure. That's a lot of people in the comments said he needed but the problem with doing that, I don't know if the credit cards are a little more liberal with the way they handle that. If you send them a link to the video of you open it and there's nothing there, and the credit card might actually do something. But so Azure says that 75 is a good deal for these Nikes. Yeah, they're going on eBay today.
Are you going to use one of the verification or authentication?
So eBay authenticates every pair of shoes for free that's over $100. And so these are going to be 75 or 80 or whatever plus shipping. So they're not going to reach the $100. So they won't be verified.
Yeah, I thought there was a minimum amount that they had to be before they went to verification.
So that's a good thing to remember, folks. If you're not scared of verification, which I'm not, for the most part, you can tell quality. You can tell if a shoe is this one is built 10 years ago and still together. It ain't a fake. But if you can get it over, you want to make a little extra money. Sell shoes that are over $100. They get authenticated for free, but the part that they don't tell that nobody talks about is you get free shipping to the authenticator, and then they'll send it on to your customer, so you don't get charged shipping for any shoe over $100. They'll send you a FedEx label, and you FedEx it to the authenticator, and then once they're done, the authenticator just sends it on to your customer.
Roberta just pinged me. She said that Walking Dead is going to have a new show in the fall. Daryl washes ashore in France. And I said, serious? She said, yeah, it just came down through their department. So, you Walking Dead, you better brush up on your French. Bonjour.
He can't do it without his motorcycle. Did it wash up too?
I guess not.
I don't watch that, so I don't know.
So I'm biting the bullet. I'm going to experiment for 1 week with promoted listings. Put everything on 5.1%. I tried it like 2 or 3 years ago, and I didn't see any difference. I said, heck with it. I'm trying it again because so many people think I'm an idiot for not doing it. So I'll give it a shot. Give it another try.
Why not just cut the price, put everything on sale for, I mean, it's going to work out the same. Well, no, it's not, because the customer's is going to get a better deal with the discounted price than they are the promoted price. But because what do y'all search by when y'all look for something? You look. I always click on the lowest price. Send me the lowest price first.
Yeah, and then you got to X out the Chinese sellers.
Yeah.
Ooh, I just sold a Van Halen poster. Woo-hoo.
Well, let us know how it comes out.
Yeah, I'm going to experiment. I'm going to check my, what do you call the page views and all that stuff? Impressions. Right. See if that goes up. You do 6%. Well, I mean, I sell a lot of one-off stuff that probably doesn't need to be promoted, but I thought, well,
I gotta get a camera listed today. Y'all see the camera? How cool it is?
No, I haven't seen it.
What are you talking
well,
about?
I don't see it. It's supposed to be 105 with the heat index today. Oh, that. What is that?
Oh. What's that thing on the top? It's a rifle scope.
That's getting up there with the professional brands, aren't they?
It is. There's from a few years ago. I mean, I've got the microphone. I can put that. I've got the lens cover. I mean, the big lens thing. It really does.
So it takes video from like a mile away.
I mean, it's got zoom capabilities, but it's got all this craziness, ND filters built in, and Carl Zeiss lenses. If you see Carl Zeiss, that's a sign that you need to look something up.
Right.
Yep.
It's just their high end camera. It records the DV tapes. It's one of their later high end cameras.
You know, that made me think that camera. I think what I think would be cute is if somebody that has a big following.
How much did I pay? $100.
All right, and it's worth 10,000.
$350, $400.
Sweet.
I just wanted to mess with it. I like Sony. I like cameras. I'm like, you know what?
I would like to see some of these
these
big celebrities, YouTube celebrities. I'd like to see them walking around with one of the 1990 camcorders. You know, the ones you throw up on your show, doing their vlogs. Those girls would be give out by toting that big old thing around all day long.
Oh, I didn't mention that part.
Oh, you got the box too. Well, you're good to go.
It didn't have a charger, and so I was looking around. I was going to order a charger, but all these cameras, the bigger Sony cameras, take a plug-in from and will charge a battery in it. And I'm like, I know I've got one of them somewhere. I actually found it. So I charged it up. I charged it up yesterday and played with it yesterday afternoon.
I ordered well, Roberta ordered it. A 3.5, 3.25, whatever. The hard floppy disk drive. Because we've got a box of photos that's on those little hard floppies. Because we had a Sony camera that you push the disc into it. I see it. You push the disc into it and it would print, save it all onto these floppy disks. Well, hell, you don't have. There's nobody has a computer that's got those now. I think I'm gonna have to have my son. If this doesn't work like it's supposed to, I'm gonna have to get my son to take some of my old computers and see if he can put one together with a 3.5 in it, so we can get that shit off of it.
Hey, I've been hearing sounds in the building, Tom. Can you make sure there's no ghosts behind me every now and then?
I see those ghosts that float through over there every once in a while. Y'all are such dicks. Pardon my French. Y'all are such pinays.
By Tuesday, I probably will have forgotten all about this.
I hope so.
I do, Tom. Larry, I do play piano. I don't like to talk about it a lot.
I was serious. I had never seen that background that he had, and I thought, he's got money, so I figured he was in his his Vegas condo or something like that. And when I asked if he played the piano, I was serious.
2 weeks ago, everybody but Todd had this background up to start the show. Like I said, he won't forget. So
yeah, I know you won't. You need to get a life, dude, or do that. You need to get see about your children.
Yeah, I keep getting bogus offers on my store. He won't forget, I promise.
So Carol said something about the auction. I sold $8.90 last night.
Dang.
Nice. It's getting pretty consistent, isn't it? About the same amount every week.
Between 700 and 900 every week.
Are you getting a really good idea of the kind of stuff you need to take, or if you just see something that catches your eye, you take it?
I just take it. Like that bicycle. I was going to put that bicycle on Marketplace, and I had it sitting outside, and it got rained on like for a month and a half, 2 months, and I'm like, you know what? It's a Diamondback. That's a really good name bike. It was, and so it had some of your real nice parts on it. It had one of the seat was a big, comfortable seat. It was a lady's bike. It was one of those you sit on it. It's got the shock in it, so it's very comfortable riding bike. The lady said she only rode it twice. It was really nice. Diamondback. And the certain names, and it had all Shimano gears on it and all that stuff.
So there it is. I was watching Josh Galt. He's a reseller. He has a daily show about noon, and he was going through what eBay had been talking about in their official press meeting or whatever it's called, and they showed that their profits were up, but they're losing customers and sellers. So they're making up the difference with promotions, with charging their sellers more.
Yep.
So I was just wondering if y'all had any thoughts about that. They're eBay's making more money, but it's at the foot of the seller and not the buyers.
Well, I don't want to. It goes back to what Scott said a bunch of times. What's your options? What is your option?
Azure sells on. What does it sell on Azure?
the problem is eBay is owned by an investment banker now. For
Yeah.
the biggest shareholder is an investment banker, and all they care about is profits. And so, what do we know about most of the time? These investment bankers, these people that come in, they squeeze a company for profits, and then once they've taken the life out of it, they walk away from it. They break it up or do whatever. So they're in it for their short-term gains, and that's what if they were in it if they were in it for eBay, they would be doing. Only thing I ever hear advertised is eBay Motors. I hear nothing else.
Yeah.
eBay Motors. But you would do things that would the longevity of the brand, the reach of the brand, target these younger audience because the lifeblood of eBay is going to be is can they reach the generation before us? Because go ask your kids and their friends have they ever heard of eBay? Most of them look at you like you're nuts.
Oh, mine.
They've only heard of it because you've mentioned it because you sell on it.
My boys order from it, and their friends order from it all the time.
You want to lag? You want to channel link to what?
To the guy Josh.
Well, they used to have those little cute little commercials on primetime TV, where they're singing and dancing and eBay now or buy on eBay. You don't see nothing for eBay anymore.
Okay, yeah, I'll put a link in for Josh Galt's channel.
I got it.
He's he lives in Niagara Falls, New York, and he's got about a 14,000 item store. And he used to have a $300,000 corporate job, but he quit it all for his sanity. And now he's I knew Josh Galt 10 years ago because he did a lot of silver and gold stacking video stuff. And I thought, hey, he's back doing videos again. All of a sudden, he's a reseller. I mean, he's full time and he's big into it. And he studies eBay because that's his main platform for selling. So anyway, just a little background on Josh Galt there. He's a nice guy.
49 per hour is over their max. I think their max before the collective bargaining is about 44 an hour.
Oh, they do have a new agreement? That's got to be a tough job carrying heavy crap around and driving around in a hot truck. But I don't know. That sounds like a lot of money to me. $49 an hour. Sheesh.
You were talking about all the investors, these investment firms. Most of Disney is owned by investment firms, and they're saying that that's part of the reason why the company has gone so left and so just their business is terrible right now is because they're chasing the bucks.
These are the best. This is some of the best stuff that could have happened because it's truly, that they're calling off some of the ESG shit and all that stuff because they are. I don't think they expected the vast majority of the American public to go, you know what, y'all gone too far. We're not going to support this. They thought they had us brainwashed enough where we just keep going. Because I mean, look what they've done with all the rainbow flag stuff they've forced down our throats, and they had us not knowing what bathrooms to go in and all this stuff. But they made one crucial mistake that they did not count on. They didn't count on parents going, you know what, my kids are off limits. They made a huge mistake. All these companies have made a huge look at all of them. They're in trouble, from Bud Light to Disney to all these. they made a mistake with children.
They just need to do what they're doing. They need to sell beer or they need to sell amusement rides. But Disney has all these new movies they've come out have bombed. You know,
Nobody,
they've not.
they're 1.2 billion. Their last 10 movies have lost 1.2 billion.
And it's because they're just remakes. Go to the fucking library and get it and start looking through. If you're going to do like young people kind of stuff, look through some of the old books. Find something new. I didn't know until it popped up in my playlist that they were making another Willy Wonka movie, this is like him growing up and getting into the chocolate business. So it's not actually the same Wonka.
It's like a prequel.
Yeah. And when I first saw it, before I saw what it was about, I'm thinking, oh my God, they're remaking it again.
Well, have you seen what they're doing in Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs? Oh my God. There's one dwarf and a bunch of freaks.
Are you talking about the porn movie? Are you talking?
No, they're making a live version of Snow White, in
Right.
the original where it talks about her skin is Snow White, and that's where they came up with her name.
Right.
The new Snow White is Mexican. There's one midget, small person, however you want to refer to him. There's a trans or two, there's a black, there's a white, there's a woman. I mean, and that's the dwarves. They're not even calling them the dwarves. They're calling them something else. It is. Yeah. I can't believe y'all missed that. It is crazy what they're going to do to Snow White on the live show.
Is that another Disney movie?
Yes.
Is that Disney?
Yes.
What's another thing? Disney stuff is starting to run. Their rights to certain things are starting to run out now because the company is so old. And
Disney came out and said after it went viral the last week or two, they said that's not what's happening. And then the next day they go, well, it is, but it's not an official photo. We're doing the freaks. We want to present them to you our way. We don't want this picture.
Yeah, but their IP is starting to drop off now. Lag.
Yeah, right.
No, but they're going to lose their ass is what they're doing. They're slowly going down because their movies, whether they're Disney movies or whether they're Buena Vista movies or any.
There you go. There they are, the new cast of Snow. They're the new dwarves right there. Look at them.
Well, none of them look like they knew how to. None of them know how to look like they know how to use a pickaxe.
Oh, sorry, I had it zoomed in too far. There's the midget. There's one. That's the cast right there of the snow. And where's Snow Tan? I'll find Snow Tan for you.
Snow Tan.
It's just, yeah, there she is, Snow Tan.
Oh, she's pretty.
There's nothing against her, but they're forcing that race. They're trying to keep race up and everything else. I mean, she's probably a fine actress and she is very attractive, but it's Snow White. It's not, porcelain skin is what. I guess they could do makeup or whatever to make her that, and that would be fine. But this is the Scary Bunch. That's what they should be called, Snow White and the Scary Bunch.
They need to leave the classics alone. Because like Steel Magnolias, the original Steel Magnolias, which is still one of the anytime it shows on TV, broadcast TV or cable, it's one of the highest viewed movies. I know that for a fact because that's what my wife does is run those numbers.
So they are taking Yellow Snow and the Seven Freaks according to Mike. That's pretty good.
Come on,
So
Harry.
yeah, Ella Snow and the Seven Freaks, they are. She is not looking for Prince Charming anymore and all that stuff. They're going to focus on her empowerment and all this other woke garbage. I mean, so they're changing the story to fit an agenda that they want to produce. How many people do they think are going to take their kids to see this crap? I mean, they're on their way to losing more hundreds of thousands, hundreds of millions of dollars on this.
But they remake these movies and they try to upgrade them and they destroy. You know, the Steel Magnolias. They made a black version of it, and it crashed at the box office. Not because it was the black people. It's because they deviated from the story.
It'd be the same thing.
The original Snow White was based on a German fairy tale from the early 1800s.
Yep.
I wonder what the people look like around Germany in the early 1800s.
None of those people in that picture you just showed didn't look like they could use a pickaxe.
According to Hitler, they were all white.
Yeah. Well, because they don't have a lot of sun over there.
But it goes the other way too, because look at from the last 20 years, there are a lot of huge, movies that were featured, all black cast or whatever. You couldn't translate them into all white and do the same thing and think it's going to work. You can't go either way. But they're just lazy. They won't come up. They don't want to write new scripts. They don't want to come up with new ideas. Hell, you got AI. Let AI generate you new whatever.
Yeah.
Because if you look at movies, they all follow the same script. You're introduced to somebody. This is what they're going to do or they're trying to do. It's going well. It's going terrible. They rise up and win. I mean, every script is the same. It's the same script on every single movie. I don't care which one you got. Look at them because I'm sitting here watching the movie going, well, they're about to put the hero in jail. They're about to do whatever. Like Batman, they put Batman in the big hole that he had to climb out of. Batman Returns or whatever it is. You're just waiting for it. Batman's doing good. Now Bane takes over. Bane throws him in a hole. He's gonna come out and put Bane. He's gonna come out and beat Bane. It happens. Right. Every movie's the same.
And the rom-coms, it's boy meets girl, boy loses girl, boy at this stage, and boy screws up and loses girl, and then boy gets back with the girl. In the movie.
Coming to America is a great example. Coming to America, it follows that same script.
Yeah.
He finds her, meets her. She likes him. She goes back to the boy with all the with the dripping activator, whatever his name was.
Right.
And then she goes with the king, and because the father is against him, and then
I mean, it's people just can't leave stuff alone. One of my favorite movies of all time is The Day the Earth Stood Still, the old black and white one.
Lag's got something though. Lag. Boy likes musical instruments. Boy learns piano.
He's a piano. We're not listening.
People on YouTube harass the hell out of it. He's embarrassed and he gives up piano.
I play the piano. Okay.
He later follows his heart and goes back to piano and becomes a maestro.
I play the piano. I suck at it. And if anybody's got a son or a grandson that's learning to play the piano and he doesn't want to practice, whoop his ass and put him back on that daggum piano stool.
I'm gonna go write movies.
He'll thank you for it when he's an adult.
I'm gonna go write movies.
Hey, you couldn't do any worse than some of the crap that's coming out. And see, they do movies that.
On a Saturday.
There was a movie that came out not too long ago. It was about a black African queen, in Africa, tribal and all this kind of stuff. And it just crashed and burned at the box office. And the lead actress in it said that, people were not supporting black actresses. No, they weren't supporting. The black actress had nothing to do with it, or the black cast had nothing to do with it. It was because the subject matter of the movie that you were expecting people to spend like $10 here in Charlotte, and God only knows how much it costs to go to a movie in California. And
Tom, I got your tie.
I kiss my ass, God, or New York, because it used to be New York was about $5 more a head than was here in Charlotte. So
I can make you this promise, Tom. When I go to yard sales tomorrow, and there's probably a couple in that neighborhoods and other stuff, if I find a keyboard, I don't care what it costs, I'm buying that son of a bitch.
I got 3 around this damn place.
The comedy for me and a keyboard is going to be incredible.
Okay.
I'm going to cut stuff out of the morning show, make a video with the keyboard. It's going to be incredible.
We're gonna set a movie called the Yard Seller or the Reseller, and we'll model it after Harlan.
Hey, Harlan bought a keyboard last week. I'll go get it from him tomorrow.
Yeah, I got one over there I need to list.
Todd, do you play the piano?
I took like 3 years of piano when I was in elementary school, and Mom let me quit piano lessons when I joined band.
Hey, I play piano. I look just like Animal.
I'm serious. I played piano when I was little, and I played some when I was in high school, or that age bracket. When I was little, I just did not want to practice. That was the day back in the days when little boys came home from school or during the summer, their ass was outside playing. Sitting inside practicing piano was just not my thing.
Yeah, we were our generation. We were in that wonderful world called the outside.
Yeah. But I wish my dad had just got on my ass and told me you're going to sit there and you're going to practice. Whether you like it or not, so go ahead and sit there and practice. Because I wish I played a lot better than I do. One of these days, hopefully, I'll be able to have a baby grand like Scott and John has. Yes, Scott. Yeah, like we know you don't know what the outside is.
I don't like flaunting my wealth, but every now and then I will flaunt my wealth.
Oh, you need to pull up a couple of like from Biltmore or something like that and use in your background.
You know what? I got one other background artist just for you too, Tom. Are you ready for it?
Go ahead. I love that show.
Oh, Sadie just sent me this. Everybody's on you, Tom.
That's all right.
Look, the dog's ass is right there.
Yeah, kiss it. That's all right. When y'all making all this damn money off all these views from harassing me, I expected that gums. I expect a kickback.
A royalty check.
Yeah.
Oh, Tom, you're just too easy.
I'm serious. There was until I saw the ghost going through the background, and that was what, an hour after the show started.
Are you still looking for ghosts?
That looks like Todd's fourth wife.
All right, so this is really what my building looks like.
God, I wish my area looked like that.
Yeah, this is a box-free office right there. No box A, box 1.
No, it's just so neat and organized. It's so neat and organized.
What was this one? I don't even know what this one was. That's more the truth. Hey, Lag, this one's for you, Lag. Those are all the backgrounds I have. Well, I have this one. This is the greatest one ever. Fred Sanford's the greatest. God, TV back in the. Not only did we play outside, the little bit of time we were inside, we got All in the Family. We got Fred Sanford, and we got the Jeffersons.
Now, I just finished before Todd got to his show. Actually, I was looking at the video. Looking at the thing on Facebook. It was like the 7 worst shows of the '60s, and one of them was the Brady Bunch. And the reason is because they didn't elaborate, because both of they were widows or widowers.
I didn't see any black people. Is that why?
No, it's because they didn't elaborate on the loss of the spouses that passed away, and the kids were not mourning and moping about because of they lost their parents, and that was one of the main reasons.
Yeah, God forbid we show people happy and adjusting to life. You're gonna have problems. You can't all be like me, all screwed up because your parents.
Jackie Gleason was another one because he was violent and he was rough to his wife. He never hit her. All he'd do is say, "One of these days, Alice, bang to the moon."
To the moon, yeah.
And everybody laughed their ass off of it because they knew that Alice would whip his fat ass. But it was all kinds of stuff like that.
Look at I Love Lucy. They carried on. Lucy and Ricky carried on, and it was absolutely hilarious. I mean, people loved it. There was no violence in that show. They just
argued.
There were comedy skits, and
yeah,
I think that's part of the problem. But today, people expect there's never an argument. There's there's no such thing as compromise. I'm right or you're wrong, and if I think you're wrong, you be damned. You know what I mean? I'll just go find the next wife, or I'll go find the next whatever. And so much of life and marriage and everything is about compromise. Doing what's best for the collective. Not
24 Cases, MASH, Sanford Son, and All the Family. That was it. All in the Family would have never been made in today's time.
Don't leave out Three's Company now. We got to have some fun.
Yeah. Wait a minute, not All in the Family. Archie Bunker. What was Archie Bunker's?
But look at the original stuff. I mean, from all that, and then you throw in the $6 Million Man. They put the Bionic Man on, running around.
Yeah. Every little boy in the damn country was running in slow motion when they'd go to the dadgum shopping center with their mom. And
then worst comes to worst, you watch real life Evel Knievel break every bone in his body over and over through the 70s.
Yeah.
Let's jump to Snake River.
But All in the Family, it had so many firsts. It addressed the toilet because the toilet had never been flushed until All in the Family. The toilet. Menopause. Menopause was never addressed on TV until Edith went through it.
Oh, yeah. So, Felix, now you're talking about some Airwolf. That was one of my favorites. I loved Airwolf.
I did too. I just liked the theme song and the helicopter. I didn't care about the damn stories.
His ringtone is Knight Rider. Oh, yeah. I watched every episode.
A pity the food. Get in my way.
I was never too big on that one. Knight Rider, it was okay. But Airwolf I liked.
Can we kick Thom off the show so he can go practice piano because he's killing my buzz right now.
Okay, well.
Can you imagine the remake of Bonanza that's woke? Yeah. All the cart rides riding on the Ponderosa on horseback.
Bonanza Back Mountain.
Yeah.
But you know what? Those movies, those TV shows, everything was done on sound stages except for the parts where, like on Bonanza, where they were out riding, on their land. But most of all the stuff on the house was a sound stage. The inside of the house was sound stage. They
Yeah. Big Bang Theory, like I know Big Bang. That's about one of the few that I've watched in the last 20 years. I would say Friends, but that's over 20 years.
You know what? I can honestly say I've not ever watched one episode of Friends. I
can say I haven't watched one this week.
No, I'm not a fan.
Let's remake Little House on the Prairie. What do you say?
No, I think they need to go down and read some damn books is what they need to do.
Mike's 100% right. He said he thought it was cool the Duke boys couldn't carry a gun belt, but they were all right with them shooting arrows with dynamite on it.
Yeah. See, I like the Cosby Show because even though they were rich folk, and I did not grow up in a rich family, just a hard-working family.
Are you kidding? You were born with a silver piano in your mouth.
Oh, shit.
Nana Teen, can you imagine trying to do Leave It to Beaver today? It would be a mixed race, same sex couple with mixed race kids. It would be awesome.
And Beaver would be a girl.
Or Beaver started out as a boy, going transition to a girl.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Lassie was okay. I like Flipper because I'm all about the water and that kind of stuff, and I liked Skippy because we got Skippy the push kangaroo in Charleston. If anybody knows what that is,
Felix, we're on the same wavelength today, man. I can see Lags. I imagine Lag looking at the TV or watching the Teletubbies. Oh, Tinky Winky.
Hey, my boys watched Teletubbies when they were little. Matter of fact, we got some Teletubbies around here that came from England.
Jim Cleaver was hot.
We found some when we were traveling home with the twins, and we had a layover in England.
I'll tell you who was hot was Barbara Eden on I Dream of Jeannie.
Oh, that's sexist there,
Well, okay.
But they wouldn't show her belly button because that was scandalous. That's the reason she always had high top. Her bottoms were always kind of high top. It's because they couldn't show her belly button. And now you see everything on TV. Yeah, Azure. Dennis the Menace. Yeah, Magnum P.I. was a sexist. A womanizer. See, I only basically watched. I mean, I only have a. Kojak was the one that had the sucker, right? He always had a Tootsie Pop.
Yeah.
Or a Dum Dum.
So that's all of us kids in the 70s and early 80s. We sat around like Rodney Carrington. Just show me one, I'll imagine the other.
Yeah.
Can you imagine him trying to write that song, Show Them to Me, in the 60s or 70s? Oh, my God.
And see, what young people like Lag doesn't realize is that
Lag ain't young. He's just messing with us.
I know. I'm just using him as an example. The Flintstones, when it first came out, it was a prime time show. It came on in the evening.
There's nobody in this chat less than 40.
Yeah, because I know Lag's a 45-year-old.
I'd be willing to bet money there's nobody in the chat less than 40.
I don't know, and this is just how old she was.
Oh, and this
Yeah,
has got grown-up kids. She's got to be 40 something.
well, she's from that era that she could have been 16 when she had her first one. Or if you're from Alabama, she was like 12.
I tell you, that's Mississippi.
That's Mississippi.
My in-laws had to get. She got married. They got married. She was whatever she was, 14 or 16. They had to go to Mississippi because you couldn't do it in Alabama. It's Mississippi.
We
Ani, they went over to Iuka, Mississippi to get married.
I have a good friend who's from Louisiana. And we always, one of our friends, he was a gaming buddy. We'd get together about once a quarter and play computer games all weekend long at somebody's house. And we always told him, we said, the running joke with him was, what's a virgin in Louisiana? And the answer is a 10-year-old boy that can outrun his older brother. And he did not find that amusing at all, but we just laugh our asses off about it. Because he was the baby of 7 boys.
It's like Felix had a what's his name moment. I'm gonna in case y'all missed it, in the Senate floor, was that yesterday? Here, I'm gonna give you the Mitch McConnell. So the TV shows that we're talking about from the. Okay, there's Mitch McConnell. Did you see that yesterday, Tom? Him having some kind of Mitch McConnell live on TV had some kind of seizure, stroke, something. I mean, it was
No,
awful.
I didn't see that. I was literally not. I was chasing.
He was talking about something. He talks real slow because he's about 1,000. I think he's 81. He's like, well, he just stopped talking. He just started staring off. Dang. About 30 seconds later, a senator behind him kind of shook him and said something, turned him around, and said something to him. He didn't recognize his own name, and then they walked him off. And then about 10, 15 minutes later, he comes back up there, but he's in the back, standing behind everybody, and they show you from behind, and he's just swaying like this. Oh, Feinstein had a moment too. I missed the Feinstein.
Apparently, there's a big old disturbance in the force about that. I was just looking at the titles over on Google. All I had to do is type in his name, and that's all that came up.
Oh, yeah.
I'm telling you, they have got to put... Yeah, I'm with you on that, Felix. They have got to put some age limits on these things.
Feinstein's what's she, 89, 88? She's way the hell up there. Oh, she's 90. I wouldn't try... My mother's going to be 78 this year, and she's always been very sharp, but you can see the decline. I mean, why are we allowing these people to still, because they're there for one reason and one reason only. Once they pass 70, their whole goal is to enrich their families. They get more brazen about breaking the laws. They get more brazen about taking money. They sit back and go, look at what I'm doing. What are you going to do about it? Give me more money. And they sell their souls, what's left of their soul. They cash the rest of it in, trying to enrich their families. Look at Nancy. Look at Mitch. Look at all of them. They make a couple $100,000 a year, and they're worth hundreds of millions of dollars.
The Duchess of Sussex wants the governor to Newsom to replace Feinstein with her. Which is one loser being replaced by a bigger one. Excuse me.
I mean, every time they put any of these people on TV, we're not sending our best up there. These are just the people who are gluttons for punishment enough to get early on in local politics where they're a little bit popular, and then nobody pays attention once they leave local.
If these damn people were as smart as they think they were, we would not have a problem in this country at all. So, Todd, what do you want to talk about?
Oh, whatever.
Let's see. How did you do at the girlfriend's house yesterday? I mean, at the Lutheran church. Did you buy anything? Oh no, you were with Gwen yesterday. Sorry.
Yeah, I swung by the sale 2 or 3 hours late, and everybody had to comment, "Hey, where you been? You're late today. What's your problem?" You know, they were teasing me, but
Yeah.
yeah, I'm a regular in there, so they were all like, "Man, you're late." But I bought 3 pair of shoes, and that was it. It was not that. I don't know. They're not getting in as much. Doesn't seem like they're getting in just a ton of stuff I can make a buck on anymore reselling. But
Yeah, I just saw that. I responded to that. A2, Mr. Sadie. A2. Oh, I thought you'd had my back. That's okay.
Yeah, Sadie's the one who sent me this picture.
Y'all, I'm glad I gave y'all some content.
Oh my gosh.
I just don't know what you old people just need something to laugh about. Yep, John. Yeah, like you need to send me your address so I can put you on the list. Yeah, Mike. Does anybody, just a question, does anybody still send out Christmas cards? Or holiday cards, as they call them these days?
Not much. We haven't really kept a list up. But since Gwen got into business, she started sending a bunch.
I remember my mom would send out 100 at Christmas time.
Clients.
Now, most of those people have died off by now, or now. Because I spent yesterday afternoon with her, and we just sat around talking about family and whatnot. And there's just so many people have passed on. Which she said, you got to remember, Tom, you're now 65, almost 66 years old. We were hanging around with these people when you were like 10, 11, and 12 years old.
Swamp still sends a few.
Yeah, we send out to like family. So send me your mailing address, and I'll send you an official QCP Christmas card this year. Yeah. Unfortunately, John, the reason that list keeps getting shorter and shorter is because more people are dying off. Like, I love those videos. The guy that sends those out.
Stamps are what, 58 cents now?
Yeah.
Did y'all miss me?
Yeah.
Yeah, we did.
I had to talk to Johnny because I don't know why she called me.
She okay? She just need to chat.
Yeah, she's going to the grocery store. Wondering if I want anything. Yeah.
This whole keto thing is really just screwing up my life. I stopped at a convenience store yesterday to get some gas, and I went in and got a cup of coffee, and they had some big old.
Hey, you two are old, and you two are wrong.
Moon pies.
First class letter is 66 cents.
Dang.
A postcard is up to 51 cents. So I don't know where y'all got this 58-cent from, but
I thought it was 58.
Even Diane says 66.
I think these are 58.
Well, then you better add something to it, or else, unless they're forever stamps.
Yeah, they're forever ones.
I bought some forever stamps at a daggum yard sale for like $10 a roll, and I took them to the bank. I mean, I took them to the post office to make sure they were good, still good.
Right, has forever finally run out?
I don't know when they'll damn thing. I'll probably still have 1,000 of them 20 years from now, as many pieces of mail we send out. No, I wouldn't. I didn't buy this for Temu. I bought them at a yard sale. A lady had a business where you could, she had a business like Scott could send her a letter or send her a list of his best customers with birth dates and Christmas, and she would put all these addresses in her database, and she would click little boxes about it's for birthday or Christmas, and she would mail, you'd pay her to mail all your cards out. She would write them out and send them out. And she had a stroke and she couldn't write, or she couldn't use her right hand. So
I need somebody to send out some nice cards to all my customers, to all my 3X customers. Have you worn out the elastic on these yet? Do you need another one yet?
What has been, of all the stuff that you've sold, Scott, and if you're still selling it and you don't want to answer this question, what has been the best things that you've sold that you were able to find a lot of? I know those poop pads or whatever you called them was.
No, I didn't find a ton of those. That was just what people kind of got fascinated by. It was just whatever at Walmart. On Rite Aid. There was a time where it was a couple years. It was 90% Rite Aid.
We had Rite Aids here before Walgreens bought them, and man, you could save coupons because you're always getting coupons when you checked out, from register receipts. I mean, it got to the point that I could buy $50 worth of stuff and I paid like $4 for it. All the coupons and stacking on everything.
Yeah, they were like, the Beanie Babies at Rite Aid were a good example, because I went to so many. I went to probably 2,500, 3,000 Rite Aids, and I sold, between the Beanie Babies and between the Beanie Slippers, just thousands and thousands of stupid things.
It's the Beanie Babies with the big eyes, or is that
Alvin and the Chipmunks?
Because you did a video where you were talking about the Beanie Babies with the big eyes.
Those are the ones that are still can make money now. But before, when we first started in 14 and 15 and 16 and 17, the Rite Aid carried some of the older ones that had the animals, and the animals were like the cow, and several of them were really hard to find, and they were. I found only cows I ever found. I found 4 of them in downtown Baltimore. But they've since re-released that one. There's 3 or 4 they've re-released, and so people are confused about which ones are which. But there were, we between me and my brother, there's no telling how many thousands of stupid things we sold. Because we both went to the same number, just different ones.
Yeah, they're all in bad shape. Well, the first and the last one is definitely.
Now, I want y'all to remember this on Valentine's Day when everybody's putting the little heart symbols up and all that. You want to find something interesting? Google how they. You ever wonder how they come up with some symbols and why the heart? Because the symbol for the heart is not shaped anything like the human heart.
Right.
Google that one to where they came up with that and what the inspiration for that was.
Because some countries, the heart is not the symbol of love; it's the kidney or the liver or something like that.
Felix is giving you a hint right now. A woman's rear is where the heart shape comes up from.
I love you with all my kidney.
Yeah.
I love the spleen out of you, man.
He is not lying. That is 100%. Trying to decide if I'm gonna ship anything today, or just let it all pile on Monday. It's been a while.
I'm sure.
There's an old man sitting next to me.
Sorry, I was looking up something. I've got to. I got those boxes of crap going to Amazon, and that's about all I'm shipping out today. And I still got some more. I'm gonna try to get all this stuff ready to go tomorrow. Because being that my son works right beside a FedEx store, he can just walk. He can go leave a little early and drop those boxes off for me.
All right, in case y'all missed it, here we go. McConnell. Okay, there you go. That's my best impression.
Okay.
Dang.
One of these days we're all going to be like in that position. So we shouldn't make too much fun.
You two are just way closer than me.
Yeah, you're a little asshole, so that's all. I think I've used that word about 500-600 times in this show.
Okay, so this is Thom when he turns 81. I gotta make sure y'all can see.
Damn, I hope when I turn 81,
He'll just be playing the piano and stroke out.
Yeah. Don't make fun because your health karma is a bitch. Because I've had people that have friends that have come in from work and sat down in their chair and just died while they were waiting for dinner to be fixed. I mean, you don't have to be 100 years old or.
That's true. Especially if you got the death clot shot.
Oh, this was way before the death shot. Oh, my lovely bride, who is Scott's girlfriend, she thinks that the reason I've had some health problems is because I got the shot.
Yeah, she would probably not
be wrong. She wouldn't be wrong.
Screwed up your heart, screwed up your eyes, screwed up your brain, screwed up your piano playing. Dang.
How are we supposed to know?
Know what?
You were already screwed up before. How are we supposed to know that,
Oh, I've
that
always been screwed
this
up.
screwed up Thom is a result of something different?
Yeah, Carol Connor was
Yeah.
a good piano player.
Yeah, did y'all see LeBron James' son?
Is he do trans?
He had a heart attack.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, he's 18 years old. One of the top recruits in the nation had a heart attack.
Oh, okay, that's not the one I was thinking of. Then.
Dang.
Dang.
As his daddy screamed for everybody to get that thing and probably took him right to it. Or had somebody take him and force it on him. You keep believing these folks if you want to. Everything we've been told since we've been alive has been a lie. Even yesterday, when they were trying to throw cover for, they were doing everything they could to cover for the Bidens. They indicted Trump again on some craziness. They brought out the guy to talk about aliens. Remember, and he said under oath, he said biological material. He never said they were alien material. He said non-human biologics. The damn Russians thought monkeys into space. That's non-human biologics. You could send something into the air, and if it had a house fly in it, that's non-human biologics.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it's just the craziness that happened yesterday.
No, there's a athlete that his son is. And
yeah,
I think
it's Dwayne Wade. His son is transitioning. They've made a huge deal about his son becoming a one, and they've made all kinds of money on that. Is that the one you're talking about?
I don't know. I just know he's a famous athlete, and his son is transitioning.
Felix, nobody has mentioned race but you. Jill, the one who will mention race, is the one that has a problem with it. It's just what happened. Yeah. I feel sorry for the boy. 18 years old. Nobody should have a heart attack. I mean, we're talking about somebody who is physically fit, gifted athlete, and this could cost him his chance of playing. I mean, I feel it's very unfortunate. I feel very sorry for the young man.
It's been some years ago. I was watching this thing about the financial managers for some of these young athletes. And this one guy, who was one of the most sought after financial planners, because everybody would call him Mama, because these boys, they're getting their first check of $5 million, and they're going to go out and buy a damn Ferrari. And he would be like, "Why do you need a Ferrari?" And but his thought was, the day that you can't play, whether that's tomorrow or 10 years from now, your money stops. So you need to have a backup plan, and you need to have a bunch of money in the bank. And the thing was, the whole episode of the show was about him. He had a new guy that was coming online, and he was wanting to buy a house, and he was wanting to buy a big house and spend a lot of money because he just got a $5 million check. And he was talking about, you don't know how long your career is going to last. You could fall down, slip down a stair, and mess up your ankle, and you're done with, I think it was basketball he was playing, and be done.
Well, look at the greatest athlete of our time. You can argue with me if you want to, but there's never been a greater athlete that I've ever seen than Bo Jackson. Bo Jackson is a physical human specimen like we have never seen. Speed, endurance, every attribute you had to be a physical athlete. Bo Jackson had tons of it. And that injury he had going into that he was running into the sideline where he hyperextended his hip.
Yeah.
You couldn't believe that was a career ender, almost killed him. he almost lost his leg, and he had to have so many surgeries, and it looks so simple. It's just one freak thing can take an athletic career away, no matter who you are.
I had a secretary that her brother-in-law was a pro baseball player, and he was an up and coming pitcher. And he
Thanks,
lived
Jennifer.
his home base was in Minnesota, and he was coming out of his back steps during the winter, and his foot slipped on the step, and he reached up and he grabbed the rail, and he said, Emily, our secretary, said that he knew right then his career was over with because where the pain shot up in his arm, he said he was done. And all he was doing was walking down the steps and slipped and grabbed the rail.
So that's what I like. I like seeing stories of the Alabama athletes, our last three quarterbacks. They're all starters in the NFL,
right?
And they've asked all of them, what are you spending your money on? And all of them, none of them have spent any of their salary, even though now Jalen Hurts is $240 million. He can spend whatever he wants to now, but they're spending their advertising, the money they get from doing advertising and banking their salaries away. These guys are a lot more athletes need to be that smart. You don't look at Tua. How many more concussions can he take before he's done?
Yeah.
There's no way so he's been spending his endorsement money. He's not spending any of his salary.
Well, that was going back to what I was talking about, the guy that was the financial manager. He said, first of all, you're not going to be at home. You don't need a damn fancy car. You don't need no big house because you're not going to be at home because you're going to be on the road most of the year. And when you're not on the road, you're going to be somewhere promoting a product or whatever. So what you need is you need a good car, and a place to sleep at night. And he was right because they were showing like these many days he was going to be on the road because of games.
We just don't do enough to promote people like, one of the better athletes with money is Shaquille O'Neal.
Yeah.
If you've heard him tell his story, he said that he'd be in these business meetings and going to make an investment or whatever, and the people in the suits would want to speak to his accountant, and he said he wasn't having that anymore. He went back and got advanced degree and doctorate, and so he said now when I'm in these boardrooms or I'm whenever, and they want to talk numbers and this kind of stuff, I look at him and go, "Hey, you need to come talk to me." He got himself educated enough on the way things work, and an opportunity he was presented that he's amassed a huge fortune because of he also had people explain to him that there's a difference between wealthy and rich. He said he had people tell him, "You're wealthy, but I'm rich." He goes, "What's the difference? You spend 3/4 out of every dollar. I invest or save 3/4 of every dollar. I allow myself to spend 25%." And he said that was the conversation he had with people like that was eye-opening.
Yep. And Shaq put his mama in those commercials. He made her rich too.
Yeah.
Shaq, amazing role model. He's one of my favorites. I absolutely love Shaq.
I mean, I know, Roberta and I, we were going somewhere and we were talking about, because the lottery was up to $1 billion. What would we do if we won the lottery? After buying a couple of cars, and we're not into, Rolls's and Bentleys and Ferraris. First of all, I couldn't get my fat ass out of a Ferrari if I had to. And a nice house, everything else would be just like throwing it away. Who needs 12 Rolexes at $25,000 a pop? Who needs 15 $3,000 purses? I mean, that's the reason so many of these people, whether they win the lottery or whether they're actors or actresses, sports people, they're broke because they pissed away all their money on bullshit.
And who is the one of the rappers or one of the ones Who is it? I forget which one. Somebody in the chat will tell me. He'll show up and he'll have all these chains and all this stuff, and he's got just a crap ton of his money because he's like, all this shit's fake. I just buy the fake stuff. You can't tell the difference.
Yeah.
I'm not spending my money. What's his name? Somebody tell me who that is.
Snoop.
No.
P Daddy. No, he was a
Snoop.
rapper, wasn't he?
Snoop's pretty good with his money, man. He's still making commercials.
Yeah.
Best thing he ever did was catch up with Martha Stewart.
Just imagine what he'd have been done if he'd got on the Trump bandwagon, like what's his name?
One of them was NFL. Chad Johnson talked about it too. He admitted to wearing fake jewelry and flying Spirit Airlines because he wanted to save money. He wasn't going to spend it. Old Ocho Cinco.
I think everybody. I mean, you know, a lot of these, like, okay, we have the Panthers, we have the Hornets, we've got a new a major league hockey team, and not hockey team, soccer team. We've got a minor league hockey team. There is a shitload of Rolls, Ferraris, Lambos, Aston Martins running around the Ballantyne area, which is where I live at. I mean, because all the sports, these players, they live down in that area. Now, the Aston Martin Coupe is the only thing I'd really want to spend $500,000 for a car on. But
could you actually get in and out of it? You might want to save your money.
let me tell you what, if I can afford a damn Aston Martin, the coupe that I want, which, like I said, is about $500,000, I'm sure I can find somebody in this damn town, as many NASCAR places that shops we got, where I could walk up and push a damn button on the dashboard or the remote, and that sucker would jack up about 6-8 inches for me to get into and then lower back down. But yeah, but we have a lot of high priced vehicles running around this side of town. And I'm sure on the north side of town too, because that's where all the NASCAR drivers live. But yeah, Felix, he probably gets up in the morning and goes over to his drawer and pulls it out, and he's got to choose between which one of his Rolexes he's going to wear today, because you can't wear the same one more than once a month. So what do y'all got planned for the weekend?
Same old. Yard sales and listen.
Not taking Joni off to celebrate your anniversary?
Oh, we're celebrating tonight. She's cooking dinner.
With a pearl necklace.
Mrs. Cleaver, you know why she wore a necklace? She always wore pearls? It's because she's got a scar. She had a scar on her neck that she got in her youth, and that she wore the beads to cover the pearls to cover that scar at. Swamp, how's the motorcycle business been? I mean, I know you do accessories and that kind of stuff. How's that been? Some of the stuff that I got at that bike auction was I got a couple of boxes of display racks for like that flat shelving for like helmets and things like that on. And I took them by and gave them to a bike shop here in town and asked him how his business was. He says, it's steady. Oh, that's nice. Is that what you got, Gwen?
Thom, 24K sent me this picture. This is for you.
I don't. That's ugly.
That's a Cartier diamond encrusted watch right there. It's yours for a price.
No, no. I've got a freaking off the market daggum whatever this thing is right here that tells the time just fine. I mean, I'm just, not insulting Felix or anything like that, but I think these Rolexes and all these with all the damn diamonds, they're just gaudy as hell.
Thom needs one of these new watches. You need one of these new watches that gets blood pressure and blood sugar, so we don't lose you for.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, your show almost caused us to lose.
You got that damn shot. You should be required to wear one of them watches.
250,000 is all this Cartier is, Thom. Come on, that's
What a
chump
waste.
change for you.
You know what? $250,000, I could charter a damn yacht for a damn month with 60 of my closest friends, and we could have a hell of a better time than wearing that damn gaudy ass thing around. Because there is a cruise ship that holds 60. No, it's got 60 staterooms on it. It's about $600,000 for a week, but that's 100. That's 125 of your closest friends. There's other things I could do that have a lot more memory making and fun than wearing a watch. Because I'd be scared either people would be saying, "God, that's fake. It looks fake," or somebody would want to try to kill me to take my damn watch.
Yeah, I remember that watch, 24K. You've shown it before. Look up Pershing and tell me what you think of the yacht.
Okay, let me go back here. I guess I need to search.
Somebody's posted another yard sale. There's a yard sale. Everything starts at $1. It's only it's 6 miles from here. What do y'all think?
Better go check it out.
That's a nice little boat. Little small. If you can't have one about 300 feet long, you might as well just hang it up. You might as well go ahead and buy you a daggum wave runner.
Let's see. What does the yard sale say? Huge sale, estate clear out, lots of vintage. Many items are $1. All right, that gives me something to do. Let's go to the dollar sale.
Well, buy some good stuff if you post something if you find some good stuff. You're not doing too many yard sale videos anymore, do you?
Ain't got time.
He's making too much monies.
Who needs that YouTube AdSense money? Nobody.
Yeah, he does.
All right, I'll at least take the camera. We'll see what I do.
He don't want people to see what he's selling at the auction.
Yeah, that's why I tell y'all the address and what my lots are, because I don't want y'all to know. That makes no sense.
The Commonwealth Picker guy makes $1,000 every yard sale video he does.
I bet.
It's your turn.
He tells people fluff and acts real nice, and you got to be curious. Don't worry, I like Kevin a lot, but you never know when you don't know where somebody stands. You never wonder what I'm thinking. I'll fucking tell you. I don't care.
Yeah, we can. I kind of, maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like he's speaking. He's never going to let that go.
Never.
Well, that's what happens when you got a good computer that'll handle that kind of stuff. Because it
Make
gives
sure
a good.
your
Because I thought he was in an actual room.
make sure your yacht has a grand piano on it, Tom. That's all I'm gonna say.
It'll have a baby grand at least.
Do not have 60 people, 60 of your closest friends in staterooms and not be able to play the piano. Dang.
That's right. Seriously, Roberta was like, who if we could afford something like that, who would we invite? And between our immediate family and our extended family and just about everybody I know on YouTube, I still couldn't fill that ship up because it'd be 125 people because there's 60 staterooms. Still couldn't fill that thing up with. I said, damn, we don't have very many friends, family.
Well, you mail lag invitation. He wouldn't show up because you don't know his address.
Yeah.
He'd just miss out.
And we were even adding in like Jacob and Brandon, Jim and Tara's son. We were adding in kids. Still couldn't fill that ship up with what we consider people we'd want to spend a week with. After a week, we might never speak to each other again, but it'd be fun to try.
Yeah, right. You wouldn't be able to speak. We would laugh so much that, oh my God, it'd be terrible.
Yeah, Lag's room would need to be down in the engineering room so he could hear all the noise to make him feel like he was at home. Because he's probably got that big old boiler down there in the basement that heats the house during the winter and whatnot. Okay, I got to get out of here. I got to finish getting these boxes loaded up so my son can take them.
I want to run to that estate sale.
So thanks for having the show, and thanks for having the show yesterday, Scott. It only cost me $300 to replace that daggum video card.
You could buy a new computer for that. What the hell?
Oh, you can't not the video card I have. I have a high-end gaming card.
All right. I appreciate everybody coming on to the show, and just remember, Ebony and Ivory live together in perfect harmony, side by side on my piano keyboard.
Lord have mercy. Give Gwen our best, Todd. Tell her that we hope she feels better soon.
This is Thom at his finest.
Man, I hope they got a keyboard. God, I'm having some fun.
Oh Lord. Well, go to the damn thrift store. You'll find one for $5. All right. Have a great one.
Bye, everybody.